everyone. Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Podcast. My name is Scott Schweitzer. I am the Clydesdale. She is Kat Shear.
Hello.
She's my co-host and business partner. And we are so privileged today to bring you America's greatest female CrossFitter ever, Kari Pearce.
Aw, thank you, and thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, first things first, just talk to Mitch. You know, I heard you guys may have made a step forward in your relationship since we last talked.
Yes, we did, and I got something to prove it. So yeah, on Thanksgiving we got engaged.
And,
Congrats.
oh, go ahead.
I just said congratulations.
Okay.
Thank you.
And how did that go down? Because the pictures were amazing.
Yeah, so we wanted to do something on Thanksgiving, just the two of us. So we ended up deciding that we were going to go on a hike. I suggested another hike that we hadn't done before, that went to a hot springs. It was like 6 miles round trip. But he was like, no, we should go to Red Rock. We'd been before. He chose a different hike, but he was so adamant about going to Red Rock. I was like, no, let's go to this other one. It's going to be nice. It'll be beautiful. And he's like, no, I think we should go to Red Rock. And I was just like, okay, fine. I know it'll be beautiful. And so to get into the park, you actually needed a reservation that day. And we didn't know that you did. So we pulled up to the front because we had been a couple months before. You didn't need a reservation. Pulled up to the front and they're like, do you have a reservation? No, they just kick you out. So we ended up going to a different hike that I had known about. And it was called Craft Mountain, which is kind of funny because it's my name's Kari, his name is Mitch. So the initials were KM. And all of these people with their hiking or their rock climbing mats were walking in, and they were all going to the right. So we walk in, and I was like, right or left? And he's like, go to the left because there's no one. And then we got partially way down. He was looking around a little bit, and I was like, oh, he's probably just seeing if people are coming our way too, whatever. And then he pulled me in, and my head was on his chest, and I could feel his heart just pounding.
That's so
and
cute.
I was like, wow, your heart's beating really fast for this easy hike. And then he's like, it's not the hike. And then at that point, yeah, he proposed, and yeah.
And you apparently said yes?
Apparently, yes.
Did you have any clue that this was happening?
I didn't think we had actually talked, and my parents are going to be here at Wodapalooza. So he said he was going to talk to my dad here about it. And so it happened way before, I thought it was going to.
Oh, so we're a little bit behind on talking to the dad. Is that what
Yeah,
we're trying to say?
he called him. He called him.
He did that. Okay,
yeah,
good.
he got the okay. He called him.
Phew.
Yeah, I thought I saw Mitch sweating over
Yeah,
there.
there's
I
that.
know, yeah. People are like, where's Mitch? There he is.
He's sweating. No, he got the okay.
Did you pick out the ring at all? Did you guys have conversations about, what style did you like and what's your ring size, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I did a little bit of ring shopping with Ashley Kotler, who is my coach's wife.
We love Ashley.
Yes, Ashley is such a sweetheart. And so me and her went shopping. Once we just went to the Jewelers of Las Vegas. It was been around since 1976. They did it right. And I tried on a few different ones, and I liked the look of the halo. But he added there's extra diamonds on the side that Mitch got put onto it. So it kind of makes it my own.
Nice. I love it. You're very girly.
Thank you.
In certain ways, right?
Gotta have that girl side.
Yeah, you have to
the
soften
athlete
the
side and the
edges.
girly side. Yeah.
I love it. Very cool.
So we would be remiss to talk to you about getting back on the competition floor after a year here at Wodapalooza. So you are on team Killers, Humble Killers,
Yeah,
something like that?
We're team AKA Humble Killers.
My first pick on the fantasy draft, I believe. Your team.
Thank you.
Easily.
Thank you.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about what's going on in individual.
No. Team. I'm winning team.
So what made you want to get back on a team and come to Wodapalooza? Just for fun or to see?
Yeah, so last year I came and I watched the teams compete. I competed back in 2020 here at Wodapalooza on the individual side and loved it. And I saw Alex and Allie and Kyra competing last year on a team, and I was like, that looks like it would be fun. And I've always heard it's absolutely amazing competing at Wodapalooza on a team, but I never had the opportunity to, and I always just did individual. So this year you can do both. I don't know if I would have done both if I was still doing individual. But last year when Alex was competing, I was like, if you want to go team next year, then I want to be on your team. So I ended up, obviously, she asked me if I still wanted to be on her team. And then Ariel had reached out, and we were like, oh, that would be like such a fun team to go out there and compete together, have a good time, and do our best, kick some butt while doing it.
And you had a training camp in Vegas.
Yep. Yeah, Ariel flew out to Las Vegas, so we got to train together, which was a lot of fun. We did a lot of worm, which isn't here, but we're like, that's fine. It's a lot of good other CrossFit, synchro movements, teamwork kind of movements, so it should be good.
And the Buttery Bros showed up to film it?
Yeah, the Buttery Bros happened to be in town because the Utah Utes were playing a football game that night for like the Pac-12 champion, whatever league they're in, at the Raiders Stadium. So they were in town, and they're like, oh, yeah, do you guys have anything cool going on? We're like, Ariel's in town with Alex and Kari, like, throwing down. So they figured they would come and get some footage, throw down with us, and just have a good time while being out there.
I wasn't going to bring up the Big Ten stuff because it's a little salt in the wound after Michigan didn't do as well in the playoffs as you'd have hoped.
We still beat Ohio State this year.
Ouch.
I'm a Penn State fan.
I'm thinking of Amy, our other co-host. She's cringing right now.
So our season, at least we beat Ohio State in our season.
2 years in a row.
It didn't end like we want. Yeah. It might not have ended the way we wanted, but you got to take the victories, you know?
For sure.
So there's a lot of speculation out there with you coming back on the floor to do this team. Is there any inclination? Would you ever consider doing a team for the CrossFit season?
So part of the reason I did decide to come and do a team here as I was thinking about it. Ooh. And I was, but I think I am happy with my decision of retiring. So I think this will probably be my last competition on a team, anything of that sort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when you retired last year, what have you been doing since then? I know you're still at the gym, right, on a regular basis. Like, how did your sort of day-to-day change after retirement till now?
Yeah, so I still train. I train a lot less. I train 4 days a week. I go to the gym usually 2 days a week, and I do like around 2 Metcons a week. Along with like some monostructural and stuff, but a lot less volume, a lot less intensity. And I've had more time like for my business and just like traveling. Like I went on a nice like 6-day road trip with my dad, seeing different national parks and stuff. Like that was just so fun that I never would have done before. And even going home for Christmas, like I still train this year, but not to the extent that I would have in years prior. So just kind of like taking a minute to like slow down because I'm such a go, go, go person. Like I feel like I need to be doing something all the time. And so it's been nice just to like, I don't know, watch TV and not feel guilty about it and just like take everything like a little slower and get to hang out with friends and family and just enjoy other things because being an athlete is amazing, but it does take like every minute of your day.
Yeah, it takes a toll. How does your body feel?
Oh, it feels so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have like a few little aches like getting ready for this competition, but overall, like, yeah, my body feels great. And surprisingly, because I did 18 years of gymnastics, then like basically training 8 years of CrossFit.
Yeah, it's taken a beating for sure.
It's
but
taken a big beating.
Ended out okay.
Yeah, I feel, and I was like, that's the goal, like to walk away healthy, feeling good, mentally, physically, everything.
And your physique looks amazing too. So
thank you.
Has your nutrition changed at all?
It has, and like I said, mainly the training has. The nutrition, I actually started working with a nutritionist, Jen Ryan, who's competing in Masters here.
Oh yeah, we love Jen.
Yeah, she's such a sweetheart. And because I was like, I want to start eating more for like health and longevity versus performance. So definitely, I mean, I still am eating a lot, but she lowered protein like a little bit, but increased carbs, increased fat, even with like the decreased exercise, which I was like, oh man, I'm gonna gain weight.
Yeah, mentally that's got to be hard, right?
Yeah, like it definitely was hard at first, and then like I'm like, it's okay, like this is what your body needs, and like you just need to fuel it right. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So your body is held up to all of this training at a high level, gymnastics and CrossFit. Do you attribute that to like a strong core?
I mean, I definitely think that plays a role. You know, especially like a lot of gymnasts have back pain just because like all the arching, hollowing, and everything that you do. And obviously, I have a super strong core with power abs. And so I think that's a reason, like, all the years of gymnastics, like I've been able to keep a healthy back and just stay healthy overall too. We do a lot of unilateral work, which is super important as well.
So with the extra time in your day, does that give you more time to focus on your business?
Yeah, I've had so much more time to focus on the business, and not like just hours in the day, but I feel like when you're training so much, you don't think about it. But like, I would be done training at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Like, you're just dead to the world from like all the training, you know? And so I couldn't always like think as straight as I would like, or you're just too tired to do anything. So it's been nice, like not training as much and still realizing I can stay pretty fit and be able to like focus on my business more as well.
So my other question is, you are a very competitive person. Every time I've talked to you, that edge comes out at some point in our conversation. What are you doing to fill that hole?
I think like part of it is like the business, because it's like before I tried to do what I could to be like as fit as possible. Now I'm like trying to do whatever I can to like reach as many people as possible and help as many people out there get as fit as possible. So before it was like more focused on me and my competitive side and like making myself as fit as and healthy and whatever strong as and things as possible. And now it's like, how many people can I get to like do like power abs or do fit or like do all of the programs that we have? So like that's kind of like where my competitive nature has gone.
Can you talk a little bit about the programs you do have?
Yeah, so a lot of them are 10 minutes, mainly body weight, a lot of them based on gymnastics, especially power abs. And we do have like a handstand course, which is for a lot of CrossFitters because a lot of people know me for my handstands.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, like my performance in Mary. So I was like, okay, we'll come out with handstands for like all different levels. And then we also have one called Fit, which is power hit, similar to like CrossFit Metcons, especially for people that don't have a lot of time in their day or want to increase their endurance and just body weight or dumbbells. So they're all minimal equipment. And like I said, basically all of them are just 10 minutes.
And are they like monthly subscriptions? How does that work?
Most of them are just one-time payment, and then you have the program for life. It's 30-day program. You buy it once. You can do it as many times as you want. Most of them have 2 levels. So a lot of people do level 1 and then move up to level 2 their second time through it.
Nice, love it. And that's on powerabs.com, I assume?
Powerabs.shop. Yep.
.shop.
Yep.
You're missing out because our co-host Charlie starts Power Abs at least
Every Monday.
3 times a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Every Monday.
I love that.
I don't think he's ever been past day 4. But,
That's
he
my dad.
starts
My dad just does day 1 over and over. But I'm like, you're doing day 1. That's something. I love it.
So when you lived in New York City, and I don't know how to phrase this the best way, but then you moved to Vegas, right? Your training became more family-esque. In New York, it was more just you and Justin. Mm-hmm. Then you meet Mitch. How good was that move to Vegas?
I know, like, I always tell people, I'm like, selfishly, like, I feel so honored because, like, during, like, COVID was, like, one of the best things to happen to me because, like, our gym in New York shut down, and, like, I knew I needed a change. I was going to be in New York probably about a year longer training with Justin, and then I was like, I'm ready to get out. Like, I love this city. The hustle and bustle was great, but, like, it wears on you.
Yeah.
And so I was going to move out to be closer to him, and then when he said he was moving to Vegas, do you want to join? I was like, I never thought I would live in Vegas. I only knew the Strip. I didn't know there was, like, life outside of the Strip. So it was really nice moving and seeing, like, everything outside that existed. I bought a one-way plane ticket. I only signed a lease for a year because I was like, I'm going to hate it. I'm going to move back to New York or find somewhere else. But I ended up loving it. And, yeah, like you said, ended up getting third at the CrossFit Games in 2020, which was my best finish. And all because COVID, we moved out to Vegas, and it was just a different kind of training environment out there. A guy named Ryan Elrod did basically all my training with me and helped me get on the podium. So it worked. And then now, yeah, there's like the big Underdogs family, which it's so cool to see how much it's grown because Justin and Ashley are amazing people, and it's always great to see amazing people succeed.
Do you still feel a part of that family?
I think I always will. I always feel like, you know, I was kind of like, not the, like, Justin's like the founder and everything, but I feel like I'm kind of
You were
like,
ground zero.
Thank
for
you,
sure,
yeah.
right?
I feel like I'm like one of the main reasons like it started. Because then like Bethany and Daniela moved out there, Matt, Tola, like everyone ended up moving out there, and Mitch eventually moving out there. So a lot of people ended up moving out there like after I was there with Justin and saw my success and wanted to be successful as well.
Good. I wanted to talk about wedding plans.
Oh.
What's happening? What's going? Mitch?
Yeah, you should bring him up
Do
here.
we have a
Make him
date?
talk about
We have a
it. Yeah.
ring. Do we have a date?
We don't have a date.
Don't have a date.
No,
Okay.
we made
What
it through
are we
the
waiting
holidays,
for?
though, which was like what we needed to do. I was
Okay.
like, okay, we proposed before. We had a little time to set in. We are thinking around June because
Of
he
this
is
year?
still going to be competing.
Okay.
I am going to be cheering him on, but he is going to be competing at a semifinal and maybe the games. We'll see. And so we're like, I was like, I get that. We can plan around that. I'm probably going to be in Mexico and in Hawaii and Bali, wherever else.
Right.
But you can. I'll be there for your competitions. But we are thinking June timeframe.
You're gonna have something big, small. You're gonna go away,
Small.
destination,
I think we're
traditional.
going to do small, and I think both of us are more excited for the honeymoon
Okay.
than the wedding itself.
What are the plans for the honeymoon?
Either Switzerland or Bali, or maybe both.
Oh, okay.
Both.
I like that.
Whoa.
You know, go to Switzerland and then Bali, just make your way around the world.
There you go. Travel the globe.
Yeah,
With your
yeah.
man.
So with all that, you meet you meet Mitch. You have this family in Vegas. Did that lead to a contentness that you didn't need the CrossFit competition anymore?
That I what?
Didn't need CrossFit anymore as
Like,
a
did
major
it
part in
give
your
you some
life?
comfort knowing that there's more to life maybe than all
Yeah.
this nonsense that we love talking
But
about?
we love it
great
so
nonsense,
much. Yeah.
yes.
I lived it for a long time.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's nice like having that because I know there's like a next step. Like it was like definitely like my next step was like my business. And then I was like, but still I don't know. I've never done team. Like I maybe want to try that. And then I think just like meeting Mitch was kind of like, okay, like I'm ready for something else and I'm ready to be like his #1 fan, but I'm done like on the competition floor.
Okay.
Does the fandom ever creep into coaching?
Does the what? Sorry.
Fandom ever creep into coaching?
No. No. I mean, I was his coach at MAC, but that was basically like, here's your Gatorade.
You were his +1, yeah. You're the pack mule
exactly.
for the
And
weekend.
they wouldn't even let us in the warm-up area, so I couldn't even like load his plates.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
what the coach does. Is like helps you take or put on the weights and take them off. I couldn't
Right,
even do that.
right.
So no, I'll be his fake coach, like get the coach's pass, but never
His
coach.
fake coach. What about
Yeah.
coaching other young girls? Like, you know, I understand there's that dynamic of coaching your couple because I'm a coach and I have a spouse and I can't coach him either. So
Yeah.
I get that. But like coaching young girls coming up in the sport or even like going back to gymnastics. I know, you know, Ivy's doing gymnastics. You've got to want to, you know, help her or see her do well too.
Yeah, I actually did try coaching gymnastics
Okay.
a while back, like right when I got out of college. But I don't know, it just like wasn't my passion. I think like I did it for 18 years and I was kind of like burned out. And I'm not totally burned out of CrossFit, but I'm to a point that I'm like, I'm good. Like I want to be here and I want to meet people and everyone like that's involved in CrossFit, but not like spend every minute of every day. I just need like a little bit of time away
Yeah.
before like fully committing myself. Cause like you said, I'm very competitive. And if I'm going to like coach someone, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to do it 100%. And I feel like right now I'm not at a point that I would want to like go coach or like someone
Like a
because I
high-level
couldn't be there
athlete.
100%.
Yeah. Well, and really with Power Abs, you are still coaching, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little different, but you're still everybody's coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of your biggest advantages when you were an athlete was your mindset. Is there any thought into helping people understand what that is and what it takes?
That's actually been like something I've been thinking a lot more about. Is like the mindset, because a lot of people say that I have a strong mind, especially like in my Atalanta performance.
Right.
And they're like, just like the mentality you had during that workout was incredible. Like,
Killer.
where did that come from? How did you get there? Like, and I think that's something I am very passionate about. And I've like thought a lot about giving like different seminars around and talking to athletes and things, because I feel like that's something that is becoming more familiar how important it is. But I still feel like it's a big area that's untapped in a lot of elite athletes. And it's, you know, because people are like, oh, how'd you prepare for competition? And it's like, it's not just competition. It's day in, day out training. Like what you're doing every minute of every day. Is that getting closer where you want to be? Or is that taking away from where you want to be?
Yeah, I feel like it's when CrossFit first started out, it was all about sort of the methodology and the strategy of the workouts and how you pace. And then we went through this shift of like, now it was nutrition. Nobody knew how to fuel themselves. And so everyone's sort of getting on the bandwagon and figuring out how to fuel yourselves. And I feel like this mindset's sort of the last piece that we're still trying to sort of tap into. And it's quite interesting to sort of think about.
Yeah, and I think one reason, like, I actually never knew, like, it was a strength of mine. And then, like, Justin said multiple times, like, how mentally tough I was and stuff. So I think he definitely made me more aware of it. And in gymnastics, we did a lot of mental training and things. And so I think I was, like, set up, and I didn't necessarily realize it.
Yeah.
And then just, like, the competitive person that I am just kind of, like, overtakes everything. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, it definitely is, like, I am mentally tough.
Yeah, and it brings a confidence that comes through as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So as we finish up, the most important question of the day is, have you found the best fajitas in Miami?
I actually haven't. We usually go out after the competition. We usually don't go out to eat before the competition. We did go to a place, I don't remember the name of it, but it was on Miami Beach last year. Pink Taco had really good fajitas. So I don't know if Miami Beach counts, but those are really good fajitas at
Okay.
Pink Taco,
Well,
which is like kind of a weird, I guess you'd think you'd go to get tacos, but we always get fajitas.
And everywhere, like that is your and Mitch's thing, is to
Yeah.
find the best fajitas in every town.
Yeah, the Juan's Flaming Fajitas in Vegas, I think, is the best for right now.
And does Mitch keep a spreadsheet so you know like where you've been and the rating?
It's all in his brain,
Mental
all in the
spreadsheet,
noggin.
I guess.
Well, it has been an honor to have you on the stage. I hope you do well this weekend with the AKA Humble Killers.
I can't
Thank
wait
you.
to see you back on the floor. It's going to be fun to watch.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I guess one last question. What if you have a blast this weekend? Would you ever do Team of 3 again, just for fun?
You know, we'll see how this weekend is.
Yeah, never say never, Kari.
Yeah, I will
Right?
not say never. I will not say never. I feel rather fit, but I don't want to be the weakest link, so we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. But I think the
don't think that
workouts
will.
stack out pretty well for us.
You're doing all the handstand push-ups, correct?
You got it.
On the event? Okay,
And I
good.
get to do a jerk. I don't have to squat. It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. Can't wait.
And you will never be the weakest link on a team. I guarantee
you.
that.
No, definitely
Thank you.
not.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clydesdale Media.
Big round of applause.
This will be up
Kari Pearce.
later tonight. And thank you so much for joining us. This has been the Clydesdale Media Podcast.
See ya.
Yeah.